Hey, welcome back to Bible and Blues. I'm going to show off something, you know, when it comes to the world of guitars, you know, the sky's the limit pricing wise. And what I wanted to talk about here is the fact that it doesn't have to. Yes, if you spend, you know, $3,000 on a guitar, you are definitely going to get a better guitar than what I'm holding in my hands here. No doubt. Okay. But that doesn't mean that this is a bad guitar. Okay. I mean, you can spend $500 on a guitar and get something not far off from that $3,000 guitar, really. There's this thing called the law of diminishing returns. You get about $1,200 or so on a guitar, and from there, then, you know, the more money you put into it doesn't show much improvement. Okay. Yes, it shows improvement. You'll see tonal quality differences. You'll see playability differences, durability differences. Tuning machines will be better or worse. Yeah, but you know there are minor differences. Your finish will be better. Your warranty might be better. Okay, so there's some differences that can occur. But I want to show you this because there's people who sit there, I can't afford a guitar. They go to the store and they they go to Guitar Center and they see this beautiful Martin on the wall for $3,800. Or something like that, and yeah, I can't afford that either, I mean, I'm a working stiff, trust me, I know, I'm getting ready to do my taxes, so, but this one here, woohoo, so this one here is, I actually got this guitar literally, quite literally, for free, from a friend of mine. Now, he found it in a house that was empty, abandoned, essentially. He works. He does HVAC for a living, and he was in there doing some work on the house for the owners in order to sell, and this was there. And so at the time when he found it, it had no bridge and saddle. None of this was down here. It had no tuning machines. Okay, these were all not present at all, and so of course it had no strings on it, of course, as well. It was a little dusty. He brought it over when he came, he lives down in Portland. He brought it over, and he sent me some pictures. I did some research on it, and to be honest, this it has a label in it, which is nice. Okay, you can see inside here. There's a label inside there, but this is an Aquarius Model 600, made in Japan. When I did research on it, there's just not much out there. Okay, the problem is this is way pre-internet. Okay, so if somebody hasn't put any information on it in any databases, there's nothing out there. Okay, in this case, there's literally nothing online about an Aquarius 600. Okay, so all I can do is guess, and my guess is that this is probably made in the 70s. Okay, mostly because in the 70s the Japanese were putting a lot of guitars out. There are some now that are very highly collectible. I don't think this is going to be one of them. Who knows? But what can I tell you about it? Nothing. I had a body and a neck. It's fretted. It wasn't broken. I tapped around it and reached inside. And I couldn't feel any loose ribbing to it, and I couldn't hear any rattle to it or anything like that. And the top seemed to have some decent tone. It's it's not a one-piece top. It is a ply top. It's a plywood top. Which okay. So for a 70s Japanese, probably originally sold in True Value or Sears and Roebuck or whatever for $50. And it's the equivalent in its time of what we would go to Walmart and see a first act guitar, really. Now the difference is they made things a little better back then. This thing, if this is a 70s guitar, it is in excess of 40 years old, 45 years old, and it's held up really well. There was a case that was just apparently it was just a falling apart case. So okay. So what else can I tell you about it? Really nothing. The rosary around here seems good. The binding was in good shape. There's some dings to it. Yeah, it has dings. Okay, I'm 46 years old. I've got quite a few dings myself. So back is in good shape. It doesn't have any belt buckle rash. Okay, I can see if I look really closely, I can see how the finish. You know, it's not that great. It's but it's not bad. You know, the neck. I looked very closely at it. Was one of the things I looked at right here. And you remember I did a video of a mandolin. One of my mandolins, the neck is separating right here. Okay, this is something when you have the classical guitar to look at closely, because if somebody didn't understand, and they put steel strings onto a classical guitar, you'll see this is separating. Okay, and that's horrible. I mean, on a guitar like this, it would have been scrap if that was happening. I would have been turning this into, I would have been gutting it. I would have been taking the top off, okay, and putting shelves in it, and putting, I don't know, my pedals into it, or books, or or whatnot into it, and it would have been, just something hanging on the wall as a shelf. So, that's what it would have turned into really fast. It wouldn't have been worth fixing, but it didn't have that. So I took it into my local shop, luthier shop. Over, it's not far from here. It's just a couple of miles down the road. And it's a small shop, and I like to, I prefer to go there as opposed to the big box store. And I asked them about it, and they said, they quoted me $110 plus tax for the bridge, tuning machines. He was very clear. It may or may not be worth $110 when it's done. And I said, fine, I understand that. I get it. This is probably probably was $50 new, and it hasn't appreciated much in value since then. So, so they did. I picked it up today. Now, if it sounds out of tune, well, you're dealing with nylon strings, and they're brand new, and I've still been stretching them in, and the B string has been giving me trouble. It does not want to stretch in very well. Nylon strings stretch a lot more than steel strings, and it takes them a long time to settle in before they stop stretching so much. And so, anyway, without further ado, let's give it a sound check here. This has no ability to plug into an amplifier. So, microphone. Okay. For $110, I'm trying to project my voice a little more to the microphone down there. But for $110, this ain't bad, 119 after sales tax. So this is So, really, you think about it. Give these old things a chance. If you see something at a yard sale, and they've got $20 on it, I got a problem saying no to it, because I know it doesn't cost much to make that a playable guitar. Again, like I said, the action on this is pretty high, because there's no relief to this neck. So being an acoustic classical with nylon strings, that makes less of a difference, because I'm not gonna play up here very often. So you can probably barely hear that. I'm not going to play up there very often, but the action is pretty high up there. I know people who are very good at classical. They play up there all the time. I'm not good at any guitar if you watch my videos, and especially if you're an experienced guitar player and you watch my videos, yeah, I fully admit. If you're not good and you watch my videos, you might think I'm okay, but you know, that's okay. I'm either way. It sounds pretty good. I mean, for a 45-year-old hunk of wood that's been sitting and it was, you know, pulled out of an abandoned house essentially. You know, not much money put into it. There is a button strap back here. Of course, none up here. I'll have to use the kind that goes all the way to the neck and this with the, you know, ties on. You know, if I choose to do that. At the, you know, but. So it's a good, you know, and you know, it's not bad sounding at all. So anyway, I am impressed with this. For the money, I would put this up against you know, anything $500 or less out there, and say, you know, it's going to sound okay with it. It's not, you know, put it up against a, you know, $1,200 or $1,500 Martin or Taylor, and no, it's not going to be, because you're talking apples to oranges. But I don't mind cheap guitars at all. If you've seen some of my collection, most of them were purchased for $500 or less. And you know, you know, for kicking around the house, maybe taking it out to the backyard for a, you know, at the fire pit. And the nylon strings might have a problem with that. But you know, but for kicking around the house and you know, stuff like that, this is great. And I have another classical. It's a 3/4 size. That was an experiment for my son. He didn't necessarily get into it, but that's okay. You know, he was more into violin, which I got to make sure I got to beat his butt on that. So, you know, anyway, I'm gonna kind of let this go now. I've kind of babbled on, but y'all have a good one. If you run across something like this, hey, you know, shoot me a comment down below of experiences you've had with this kind of a find. Cheap, a little bit of money thrown into it, and you have something playable. You know, I'm not talking, and I'm not, again, you know, this isn't about getting something that you're going to make a living playing. This is something that you're going to kick it around the house and play and you know, practice with, and it's going to work you a little bit harder, and it's going to go out of tune on you a little bit, because let's face it, for $110, I didn't get high-end tuning machines, you know. But you know, we can probably drop the action a little bit more. I wouldn't mind doing that, but like I said, there's no relief in this. I can't get that neck in the right curvature to really be able to do that. So beyond that, hey, have a good one. Talk to you later. Tell me what you think about this one. Tell me what you think, you know, down below of you know, of a guitar that you did that had the same kind of experience with. And don't forget, if you like what you see on my channel, be sure to subscribe. Okay, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. Let me know. I just like to know. It doesn't really help me much at all, except for the fact that, hey, I know you guys like it. I'll do more stuff like it. So check it out. God bless. See you later.